Hi guys, it's good to see you. Oh, have you seen me anyway? I miss you guys still. I hope you're doing all right. Please make sure you're keeping up on everything for my class and your other classes. Remember, right now we're working on a sequence of pre-work to get to our final work. Here's an example of our final work right here. This is one I did, I think it was last year, maybe the year before, where we pulled together 2-point perspective for a building. There need to be doors and windows and everything on it. You need a tree in the foreground, a tree in the middle ground, some mountains in the background, and a sidewalk and a street in the picture, or at least the essence of them, knowing that they're there. Like there's just a little bit of street right here that tells me that that's what's going on there. And there needs to be a walkway to the house from the sidewalk. So we're developing your skills to do all of that. We're also going to be using what's called marking systems beyond just blending and putting down tone. I'm going to teach you some marking systems that are appropriate for trees and other things. They kind of are a combination of texture and value at the same time, and you're going to use mostly stroke to do them. So if you remember, there's line where you do a line drawing like these, and then there's tone where you put down a big area of value, and then there's stroke, which is kind of a line and a kind of a value or a tone built into one, and it's called a stroke. So I'm going to show you some marking systems with strokes that are appropriate for branches, tree trunks, leaves, grass, all of those things to develop your project. For this project, you'll want to use the paper that you took home with you from before we went on distance learning. And that paper, remember, you had a couple different options. Grab them here. If you remember, you had some small sketchbook size paper, or I give you this larger piece of paper. You can use all three of these. That's what I gave them for you to you for, was to do this part of this pre-work for this assignment. So you've got 3 small sketchbook pages, or you could take one piece of the bigger paper, divide it in half this way, so it's 6 inches this way and 9 inches this way. So this paper is 12 inches by 9. So if you just divide it in half once across the 12-inch direction, you'll get a 6 and 6. That'll only give you 2, so just turn it over and you'll have the opportunity to divide it in half and get a third one here. And if you want to practice more now, you have a 4th space that you can practice any one of the things that we're going to be doing. So either divide the bigger paper in halves on front and back, or get all 3 sheets of paper out. And what you're going to be doing is labeling each of the pages or each of the sections. Let me show you what I mean. On this one, down at the bottom, I want you to label it with the word pine, because we're going to be drawing a pine tree. On the next piece of paper, I want you to label it down at the bottom, oak/elm, oak/elm. And on the third piece of paper, please label it palm. Those are the 3 basic kinds of trees. If you can draw those 3 trees, you can modify what you learned about them to make any other kind of tree. So I'm going to teach you the basics, and then you can turn them into something a little bit more exciting, a little bit more like you might see out your own front yard, or in the park, or in some other place. Like if you're going to Samoa, maybe you don't see an oak tree, but maybe you see a palm tree, right? So you get to choose which one of those 3 or all of them that you use in your final drawing. So we're going to learn with this next work on either this piece of paper, or these pieces, I should say, or this piece of paper front and back, the 3 basic types of trees. Get yourselves all set up, and then we're going to start with the palm tree. Let me also mention before you get started, I am sharing with you guys this handout that I made many years ago, but I don't have enough of them to send them to you. So what I did is I photocopied them, and I'm going to attach them to the project, the assignment on Canvas, for you to read over. Hopefully you can read the writing that was just written in along with all the sketches, the step-by-step directions on how to do it. There's the one for the pine tree, for the oak tree, elm tree too, and for the palm tree. So these will be attached to the assignment. I want you to read them before you start this work. All right, but you can get the paperwork ready, find the assignment with this on it, and then read them over for all 3 of the trees, and then start this work. All right, don't forget to label everything.